So let's go to you, Sam. Tell me how you got the email.
All right. So for context, I've run this account for the last 4.5 years. There have been people in and out writing articles and different stuff and just investigations, some big, some small, just trying to keep accountability in the military, but developed a robust network within the military, all branches, and people feed into this and send me messages and here and there. Nothing ever like this has ever come in. But well, it started off as comments. So when you have a big Instagram account, you're going to miss a lot of messages because people message, go to hidden messages and everything else. You miss a lot of stuff. Well, I kept seeing this comment on recent posts that I put in there, and it was from this burner account that said, hey, check your DMs, check your DMs, check your DMs. So I go in there and try to find it. There's no message from this guy, hadn't come through or whatever. And then he messages again once that message was opened up. And I said, hey, your previous messages haven't come through. What do you want to tell me? And he said, what I'm going to send you, now these are literally his words, what I'm going to send you is going to change the course of humanity. That was his phrase, change the course of humanity. Okay, a little bit dramatic. I get these messages all the time. People have this big story they want to tell. They want to expose their command, whatever. I take everything with a grain of salt until I have evidence and proof. So this guy is insistent. He tells me that he is a 18 Zulu who I've spoken to before, and he really needs to get this stuff to me. And then he talks about you. He says, I need you to get me in contact with Sean Ryan. I'm like, dude, I don't know Sean Ryan. I'm not that big, but he's insistent that I get him diverted to media sources, says go to Fox News, whatever else. And I said, all right, tell me what you got. So I give him my Proton email account, give him my signal number. And he reaches out immediately. And I'm going to read this initial message for you because this doesn't have names or anything else on it. But this was his message on Sunday. He reached out and said, like I said, this last Sunday, he said, sending with a VPN active on Wi-Fi only. Do not message me. I will send out updates via both Signal and email, but trust me, you're going to want to be involved. Well, first of all, no, I didn't want to be involved. Anyways, and then, so I didn't message. I responded back to his original Instagram message. And I said, hey, I got your message on Proton Mail. And he said, cool, delete this. So I deleted it. That's how I ended up getting this message on Tuesday. So the message that this right here, this manifesto, if you want to call it that, came in on Tuesday. And when I started reading this, my initial take was, okay, this is off the deep end. It's bonkers. I can't validate or verify any of the stuff in this manifesto. Mm-hmm. And I told him that in a subsequent email. And I'll read that to you later, my response to him. And once again, my response to him elicited, hey, get me in contact with Sean Ryan, Fox News, and he even said Pete Hegseth. Get me in contact with Hegseth. And I'm like, dude, I don't have the incoming Secretary of Defense's phone number. Sorry, bro. That's the last time I talked to him. So yesterday morning.
What date was that?
That was Tuesday. That was this Tuesday. So we're Friday now. That was 3 days ago.
So
the day before
30th?
Yeah, the day before the attack. I dismissed this stuff out of hand.
The 31st. It was on the 31st.
Yes. In fact, I posted something on my... I told your producer about this as well. But this was a post I made on Twitter. I was just trying to be humorous, off the cuff. It was... I didn't mean anything about it. I was just being humorous for my audience. I said, my inbox was especially eventful today. Allegations of war crimes, government anti-gravity technology, and fears about being tracked and watched by the feds. It's always, the world is ending and I have this information that needs to get to the media, and never, how you doing, brother? Everything all right? I was just playing off of a meme. Mm-hmm. It was just supposed to be a joke. That was the body of his email that he sent me. And I didn't think anything about it. I didn't know who Matt Berg was, Matt Livelsberg, or anything else. He told me who he was in the email. He pointed me to his LinkedIn account. I didn't know any of this stuff. And I was just kind of being humorous with my audience. Like, I get these crazy messages sometime.
Just to be clear, guys, Matt Livelsberger is the guy who blew himself up in the Tesla truck outside of the Trump Towers. All right. He and the guy who was in the New Orleans situation, they both were in Fort Bragg. And so was Ryan Routh, who was in the bushes planning an attack at the golf course on Trump. You know, the second guy that was in the BlackRock commercial that we discussed. So just to give you guys a little bit of context, this is for the people who don't already know this. All right, let me go and be quiet because Van, you're not really saying anything that we don't already know. I know how smart y'all are, so I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that there are some people in the chat that don't know that much. So I just wanted to make sure that we're all on one page. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. All right, let's go.
And then the day after that message, I wake up and my buddy was like, hey, Sam, nobody in the community seems to know this guy. Do you happen to know who he is? And I played that for you before we came up here. Just absolute shock. That's how I woke up yesterday.
Do you want to play it now?
Yeah. Excuse my language. I was definitely in shock. Let me find this chat. So
While you're digging through that, you know what we should do? I should get that Instagram account from you to see if they messaged any of our Instagram accounts. And we should also get that
I
email
don't have
address.
it. I deleted it.
You deleted it.
He told me to delete it and I deleted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should also get that email address and see if they sent it in through the website and see if he tried to contact us, get that to the FBI.
So I'm in a military.
Hopefully they actually do something.
Yeah, I'm in a military group chat. Buddy Green Beret, Corey, he says, at Sam. No, nobody I've asked in the community knows him. You is at 8:46 a.m. yesterday. So I woke up and I said, OF, I'm shaking. This guy emailed me 2 days ago. I'm not playing. And then he said, damn. And then this was my response to him at 8:48. Like, just woke up.
Dude, I'm fucking shaking, bro. You don't understand. This guy emailed me and told me he was being watched by the FBI and Homeland Security, but they weren't going to do anything to him because he had a VBID. I'm not fucking playing, dude. I have the email. I am shaking, man. This is nuts.
And it goes from there. And I sat there for probably an hour talking to my wife. I'm shaking. I can't even think straight. Like, normal day is shot. And I didn't know what I want to do. Do I sit on this? Do I do nothing with it? I've got to tell somebody. I've got to tell the FBI at least, because this is huge. This is all over the news. And then I was like, well, dude, this guy wanted to get in contact with Sean Ryan. So let me get this to Sean Ryan, see if I can get with him. And I had a buddy who knew your producer and we went from there.
Imagine being the point guy on this. Imagine being the first person contacted by, imagine that responsibility being on your shoulders to now get this into the proper hands and also honor whatever they're asking you to do. Please don't tell them who I am. Please don't tell them, my Instagram page and all this other stuff. Like, this is all on your shoulders to move forward. This is all on your shoulders. All right, let's finish going into this, man. I told you this is getting scarier. Look at this gentleman. He is shaking. He is still nervous to put this information out there. All right, let's jump into it.
But
Wow. Do you want to read the email?
Yep. So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or on to the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN, that's Operations Center, our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they used the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comms system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted.
Bro, what? What? They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park over the White House. They can park it over the White House if they want it. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying. Okay. Let me just be quiet. Let's go and get back into it. This is nuts.
They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive VBID. Let me pause right there for a second. So he says a massive VBID. When I was talking to the FBI yesterday, they didn't know what a VBID was. I had to explain what that acronym meant, literally.
Bruh, this dude is so skilled and so locked in that he knows all of the acronyms to the point. Our own 3-letter agency is asking him, ooh, VBID, what's that? What's a VBID? Also, please don't miss what he said. This brother said, and I'm going to open this up just so you can see it again. He says, China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. They are poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast, man. This is nuts.
I was talking to the FBI yesterday. They didn't know what a VBID was. I had to explain what that acronym meant, literally.
You fucking serious?
Dead serious. I said it twice, and he goes, you said that word VBID. Can you tell me what that is? For your audience, a VBID, for your audience who has not been in the GWAT for the last 20 years, a VBID is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car bomb, what we saw at Trump Tower. So, backing up, he says, I am armed and have a massive VBID. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. Here's where he gets into the other stuff. And this is where we had to redact the names. Well, your producer redacted the names. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of civcas, that's civilian casualties, that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. U.S. FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with U.S. FORA, an agent, redacted, of the DEA. So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with redacted IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala.
Hold up. How come he said redacted? Were we supposed to show this? Okay, because on the screen, he says, I worked with redacted IO staff on this. But on our screen, it says, I worked with GEN Millers. I don't know who GEN Millers is, if that's a general or if that's another acronym. But was that supposed to be redacted? Because on his paperwork, it was redacted. On our screen, it is not redacted. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, let me be quiet. Van, listen, I'm trying not to. I'm getting too old for this, man. What? I swear to goodness, I'm getting too old for this.
I worked with redacted IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala Murghab. Redacted commander at the time. Redacted can validate this.
There it again. He said redacted commander at the time, and it says AOB/S commander at the time. Bro, listen, YouTube, I just want to say allegedly. For all of what he's saying, we're just going to say allegedly. We don't want no smoke, bro. Leave us alone. We don't want no problems. Period. This is nuts. Okay? allegedly, this right here is some scary stuff. They literally said, did you hear them? China has been positioning themselves this entire time. China has an internet that we don't have access to. Do you understand that? China is not allowing their children or their adults to look at a whole bunch of LGBTQAI plus stuff on the internet over there. They're not. But we are. We are doing anything we possibly can just to get some more votes and support, because that mighty dollar is all we put forth before anything. We put that dollar before anything. And we need to stop that, because we can't, when we are buried and we are in that hearse, our material that we own on this earth is not going to be behind us in no damn U-Haul truck. That ain't going with us. And if our stuff does get buried with us, those niggas that buried you, they're going to dig it up and put it in their own pockets. We need to stop being so damn stupid, man. We've been going the wrong way for a long time. It's time for us to make a course correction. And then the Democrats right now they celebrating. They're salivating. They are so happy right now that they are positioning Trump to potentially be disqualified come inauguration. That's what they want. They are fine with the status quo. I'm not.